Atheist dies and faces God, challenges his beliefs. Ever wondered what happens when an atheist confronts God after a near-death experience? Join me as we explore Alexei's 2022 story, moving from a troubled past in Russia to a surreal encounter with Elohim during a drug-induced episode. This isn't your typical near-death tale. It challenges beliefs and raises questions about divine intervention and free will. Hit subscribe for a mind-bending journey on Mindspace, where we unravel the mysteries together. Welcome to Mindspace, IRS. Hello, I'm your host, and I share stories of people who've had close encounters with death and glimpsed the mysterious beyond. If you enjoy these stories, consider giving a thumbs up, subscribing, and ringing the notification bell for more. It's free and supports the growth of this channel. This particular account is from 2022 and comes from one of my listeners who identifies as an atheist. Now get comfy with your coffee or tea as we delve into today's tale. As an atheist, it was easier for this person to dismiss the idea of God than to embrace the concept of an all-powerful being. Like many skeptics, they approached life with a scientific mindset. A heads up for your viewers. This near-death experience we're about to explore deals heavily with atheism, and it might be a bit hard to digest. Moving on to the backstory, this individual struggled with addiction since the age of 14, trying just about every substance out there. The path to addiction wasn't initially chosen. It evolved after years of enduring physical abuse from a father who claimed to be a Christian. The notion of a divine intervention became a mere punchline after countless pleas for help seemed to worsen the beatings. The abuse began at the tender age of 5 and persisted until the narrator left home at 14. Despite desperate pleas, the narrator's God-fearing mother failed to protect them, fearing only the wrath of their father. Leaving home that fateful day, the decision to run away was driven by the conviction that no one would come to their aid, and the belief in a higher power had crumbled. Taking whatever money they could find at home, along with a couple of changes of clothes, the narrator fled, knowing their parents wouldn't search for them. Authorities weren't a viable option either, as familial matters were overlooked, especially in post-Soviet Russia, where survival was the primary concern. At 14, a mere 5'8" and 100 pounds, the narrator felt that first night was spent near the railway tracks, hidden from view. The next day brought a train ride to Moscow, where the narrator encountered other disillusioned children forging their own paths. It was also the introduction to a darker side, where abandoned buildings became shelter and substance abuse with fellow hoodlums became the norm. At 15, the narrator took their first dangerous drug injection, marking a perilous turn in their journey. Life had no meaning. I was considered godless by the priests, and in a predominantly Orthodox Christian nation like Russia, that didn't sit well. At 18, I got arrested for squatting in an abandoned building, but somehow got released without a trace of my parents being contacted, or at least I think that's what happened. Leaving the police station, I hooked up with friends I'd been crashing with for 4 years. We chatted about getting high, and off we went to our usual hangout, an old abandoned mill for shots and substances. Anatoly passed out unexpectedly, and we partied on. Luka followed suit, face planting to our amusement, while Yulia sat quietly, sipping her drink. Then it was my turn. I injected the needle, a ritual since 15. Suddenly, my heart felt like it was being gripped and torn, a weird sensation I couldn't put into words. Yulia thought I was playing around, but then I blacked. In a pitch-black void, I sensed nothing. Confused, I thought it was a bizarre dream until a voice declared, "You're dead, Alexei." I laughed, assuming it was a wild trip. The voice claimed to be Elohim. I challenged it, demanding answers about the past. The darkness lifted, revealing a bright, smoky figure in a robe. Elohim said, I was wondering when you were going to open your eyes. I asked why it didn't stop my father's abuse. Elohim claimed to have felt every blow but struggled to explain why it didn't intervene fully. I lessened the more severe blows you experienced. But you never stopped it. Stop dodging. Why didn't you stop it? I can't fully interfere with the physical world. So you're a useless God, not omnipotent, unable to snap your fingers and end the pain. No, it's a choice made long ago not to fully meddle in the lives of humans. I'd assist if asked, and if you found your way to me. I asked, begged for help in every beating. I begged you to strike him dead, yet you didn't. Why? Alexei, remember the night you ran away? I remember why. Come, I want to show you something. Approaching, I saw what looked like a projector. On it, I witnessed the night I ran away. I saw myself in my parents' room, grabbing my dad's pants, taking his money. Unbeknownst to me, a boulder set on my dad's back, rendering him immobile. The scene played out. Checking my mom's purse, realizing she had more money. It showed me hidden from the police while sleeping by the tracks. Look, Alexei, I've always been with you. I heard your cries for help. I didn't ditch you. After seeing everything, I was left in shock. Why does it still feel like you've abandoned me? I've been on the streets for 4 years, in and out of trouble. When are you going to help me out of this mess? I asked, tears starting to flow. I've told you. Alexei, my help has limits. You're here talking to me now because you overdosed. You and your buddies are gone. I can't stop you from being reckless or help if you won't let me. I just want the pain to stop, God. I don't want to hurt anymore. What do I do? Alexei, it's up to you. Call it quits now and stay in the mess you've created, or go back. Going back means tougher times, but with effort, you'll break free and become what you're meant to be. What happens if I go back? It's mostly up to you. Stick to your current path, and you'll end up back here. Change paths, become something different. Why the heck do you talk in riddles? Can't you just give straight answers? I can't tell you that. Souls have free will, including yours. Very fine. I'm ready to wake up now. Take care, my child. I'll see you soon, were the last words from the smoky figure. I opened my eyes to Yulia, tears streaming down her face. I thought you were dead, like Luca and Nat. They're gone. Alexei, and I thought you were too. No, it was just a dream. They can't be dead, I said, checking for a pulse. Both were cold. We have to go, and we have to go now. I wish I could say I cleaned up my act right away after witnessing my friends' deaths, but that'd be a lie. Eventually, with Yulia's help, I did get clean. We married and moved to the United States in 1999. Thanks to some friendly Americans, I got my GED, went to college, and got a bachelor's in computer science. We took the citizenship test in 2008 and officially became Americans. Most folks think this story is a drug-induced dream. Part of me, the scientific part, wants to believe that. Yet another part thinks the voice from the darkness and light was God. I still struggle with my belief, especially when things don't go my way. I guess I'm still an atheist, just not as hardcore. Don't know if that makes sense to you or... People often ask about what happened with my dad and mom. My last visit to my dad in 2011 wasn't exactly a happy ending. Even though I forgave him for what he did, he brushed it off, almost acting like he did me a favor. I returned the money I took from him and my mom with interest. Things got heated on my last day there, and we ended up in a fight, which resulted in me knocking him out. It's been a while, but he insulted Yulia, and all those memories flooded back. How he treated my mom and abused. I'm not that 5'8", 100-pound kid anymore. My mom calls sometimes with updates, but I cut her off when she talks about my dad, even when she mentioned he's dying. I guess with God, some wounds never heal. Once an atheist, I got turned off from religion by so-called Christians. I hope it's okay to say this, Samuel, without causing too much trouble, but Christians need to chill. Ask atheists why they were atheist, and they'll likely say it's because of Christian. You guys play a big role in why many of us dislike God and religion. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. Thanks for letting me vent, and thanks for not judging people based on their religious views. Do svidaniya. That wraps up this repost of Alexi's experience. Alexi, if you're still tuning in, I hope your pain has eased and your heart has healed enough to forgive your dad. Looking forward to reading everyone's comments below. Until the next video, stay safe and stay blessed.